join me in welcoming Magdalena Gibney, Group Head of Sustainability at NEPI Rockcastle, a leading real estate company that is at the forefront of sustainable practices. Welcome, Magda, to our podcast.
Thank you, Nicoletta. I'm very happy to be here.
In our discussion, we will focus on NEPI Rockcastle flagship property, which is Promenada Mall, and its significant contribution to sustainability within the retail industry. And I will start with this certification, which is very important for the real estate industry, which is BREEAM. And you will tell us more. How does achieving these certifications contribute to the company's sustainability goals?
Thank you for the question. I think it's a very relevant question in terms of getting sustainability agenda, let's say, in order. Certifying an asset. Recently, Promenada received a BREEAM certification on level excellent, and we have actually undergone version 6, which is very, very much climate risk relevant and oriented. And it's very more stringent than it used to be, and is asking a lot of questions regarding how we are mitigating the risks of changing climate. So for us, it's very important that we are complying with all the requirements that BREEAM gives towards us, but these requirements are related to policies, procedures, and also operational initiatives that we are implementing in certain assets. Promenada is one of our top assets, top in class. Therefore, we are making sure that we are not only complying with what BREEAM is requiring from us, but we are also giving our own initiatives and making sure that the asset is performing very well and is actually harming very less the environment.
Renewable energy plays a vital role in mitigating the environmental impact of energy consumption. Can you elaborate on the company's approach to sourcing renewables energy and how it helps reduce its environmental impact?
Well, we have a target on a corporate level. We have a target of purchasing and producing renewable energy 100% by 2030. So it's a very ambitious target. And we have started with our Romanian portfolio, where we are installing solar panels on each asset. Promenada is one of them, of course. And renewable energy purchase all production for our own consumption. It's, like I said, it's one of our targets. Therefore, we are doing everything to be able to use that opportunity. There is a lot of sun in Romania, and we are actually taking that sun and taking the energy from the sun and not harming the environment, but by purchasing, let's call it, dirty energy.
Waste management and recycling are crucial aspects of sustainable operations, particularly in high traffic areas like the food courts. And could you share insights into the recycling process in the food court, like Promenada? Let's take this example, how it's running, the recycling process in Promenada.
Again, I will start with from the point of view that the company on a corporate level, we have set a target of reduction of waste going to landfill. And therefore, our waste management process is, we are looking into it in very much detail. And in Promenada in particular, we are sorting the waste in our sorting rooms. So each fraction is being divided into certain special compartments and then sorted out from the food court, and not only from the food court, but from each tenant. And it's being taken into our waste management area. And in the waste management area, we are again recycling what we can and trying to reduce all the waste going to landfill. We have recently installed a composting machine. So all the bio-waste will go into that machine, again, reducing all the bio-waste from the food court going into landfill and into mixed waste.
What role do you believe that real estate companies like NEPI Rockcastle play in promoting and driving sustainability within the industry, for example?
I mean, we are. I think there is no other way than going into a sustainable way. A lot of people say that we build concrete boxes and that we are harming that way. We are harming the environment, but the expansion and the globalization is inevitable, and I think that this will happen in any way. Therefore, it's very important that companies like ours, who is practically, the real estate is responsible for like 36% of global emissions. Therefore, it's very important that company like ours, who has big impact on real estate market in CEE region, is working towards sustainability and implementing sustainable initiatives, and trying to be best in class and showcase to other competition or peers, what can be done towards that subject.
Actually, how do you engage with tenants and encourage them to adopt sustainable practices?
Well, we have implemented a green do's and don'ts into our internal regulations, but our ambition is to sign a green lease appendix with the tenants this year and next year. Again, we are a large group, so we would like to do it on the corporate level. But in Promenada, we have our on-site team who is much engaged in that respect with our tenants, and on a daily basis tries to strive to reduce waste, to reduce the energy usage, and discuss with the tenants about their needs and how can we commonly gain these goals. I have to say also that a lot of tenants already have their own targets on corporate level, maybe not only in Promenada, but in other assets as well. Therefore, they are asking these questions to us: what can we do together in order to become more sustainable?
We have to mention that consumer education is extremely important in this big puzzle. How does NEPI educate and engage with visitors and shoppers in its properties to raise awareness on sustainability and even encourage them to make more eco-conscious choices?
We have a lot of marketing events that are dedicated to education of our communities and of our customers. We would like to say that we are not just a big centers and enjoy staying in our shopping centers. We have a big terrace in Promenada. We have a big green terrace, and we do a lot of events on the terrace, again, for the communities to enjoy. And we do have a lot of marketing events for educational, like, for example, for waste. We had a big event last year. We will have a lot of events regarding health aspects of our customers. So yeah, again, on a group level, we do a lot of CSR activities in all of our shopping centers, and we try to engage with our customers as much as possible and be for them.
How about collaboration and partnerships? Because we know that they play a crucial role in driving sustainability initiatives. Can you share any examples of partnerships that you made in order to advance sustainability goals?
Partnerships, well, we have our sustainability commitment with business partners. So we are trying to engage also with our suppliers and provide them with contracts that are actually having sustainability clauses, and that will enable our suppliers and our contractors to comply with what we are complying with. So yes, our engagement is also based on educational, but also we try to formalize by having contract signed in sustainable way.
How do you track and measure sustainability performance? Are there any specific metrics used to assess this progress?
Yes, we have a special platform where we are tracking data. We are tracking data for each asset, Promenada including, and the data is related to energy performance, water consumption, waste consumption. And based on that, we are analyzing our CO2 emissions and emissions in general. So we actually can compare each asset and benchmark them versus each other. And we, based on that analytics and based on the platform, we are making sure that if the asset is not very much efficient, we do implement certain initiatives for this asset to become more efficient. And by efficiency, I mean, for example, LED lights implementation is one of the first and like a quick win, let's say, initiative. And we are also implementing artificial intelligence into our building management systems, making sure that the buildings are efficient and they are not overworked. We have also implemented a special manual to our teams, on-site teams, to work with, and for them to, again, in their assets, implement certain savings. For example, not to have lights turned on in technical areas, to have movement sensors, and for those areas where people are not working in all the time, they can be switched off, practically speaking. So, and also for closing the doors, for example, we do not have to have all the doors open, because then we know that the hot or the cold air is escaping. So we are just making sure that we are very pragmatic with our operations, and we try to discuss also with our on-site teams what ideas they have, and try to implement it in all of our assets in the whole group.
How about local communities? How do you engage with local communities surrounding the properties, for example, Promenada Mall or other properties that you manage, in order to create a positive social and environmental impact?
Well, like I mentioned before, we organize certain events for the communities to enjoy. In Promenada, in particular, we have a big terrace on the roof where we are when we are organizing concerts. Again, for the community for the local community to come and engage and enjoy during the summer. And we do that in all of our assets. For example, maybe not in Promenada, but in Mega Mall, we had a museum organized with one of the NGOs, and we are planning to move this museum to all our assets, also Promenada. And this museum was related to climate change, and actually educate customers of how and why the climate is changing, and why we have global warming. Yes, and we do that in all of our centers. We also have plans to engage a bit more, but let's say that we will implement new solutions how to engage with customers even further. Another engagement is customer survey. For example, when we are asking our customers certain questions and then analyze it and then make sure that the answers are being embedded in our strategy for the assets, in the marketing strategy, but also in the business strategy for the company.
because we have reached the end of our meeting just for today, because I'm sure we will have another occasion of discussing your sustainability effort. What message or advice would you like to convey to other companies in the real estate industry who are looking to enhance their sustainability efforts?
Well, I would say that it's very important that we collect the data, because I always say that if we cannot measure something, we cannot improve. Therefore, data collection and actually making sure that we know what sort of impact we have for the environment from certain assets and from certain buildings, that's very important, and that's the start. Without it, we cannot go any further. Also engagement with the tenants and with communities and with suppliers in the whole supply chain is again very important. And making sure that also our supply chain as well as tenants are collecting the data. I will go back to the data, and just to make sure that for our communities we are doing everything that we have our assets, like Promenada being one of the favorite ones and being one of those that they will come and enjoy, and they will see that we do collect waste and we do try to recycle, and we do have certain initiatives, and we do have greenery. If it's not around, it's on top of the roof. So yeah, and just to make sure that we do it all together, and also that's we are trying to think sustainably about all aspects of our operations.
We believe that by sharing these stories, like you share with us today, we can inspire individuals, organizations, and communities to take action and make sustainable choices in their own lives. Because together we can contribute to a greener and more resilient world. Thank you so much, Magda, for being here with us.
Thank you so much for the invitation. I am happy to be here.